Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a beautiful Monday so far. I enjoyed my Monday quite a bit because, in preparation for today, since Michelle can't be with us, I went back and listened to a bunch of her old meditations with us. So I am all inspired and feeling really good this morning. And one of the meditations that she did that really stuck out to me, I am going to regurgitate and retell here, not as well as she did the first time, but it just was so inspiring to me. We just came back from being out of town this weekend. We went out to Leesburg area in Florida, which is kind of like central Florida, and there is a state park there called Lake Griffin State Park, and it is home to, I think it was the second largest live oak in the entire state of Florida, and it was humongous. It was absolutely gorgeous and just so overwhelming when you got up close to it because it was so that the width of it even was just so massive, and you just put your hand on it and you could feel how powerful that tree was. And it had been, they said it was between 300 to 500 years old. That is an old tree. And so we just had a moment on Sunday to just kind of sit, or was it Saturday, to just kind of sit under that tree and just look at the expanse of it because it reaches all the way out. And the circumference of it, I would say, was probably about 10 feet wide. And it just reminded me of being in like Sequoia National Park in California or somewhere else with these just majestic trees, and how overwhelmingly powerful that experience is to be surrounded by something that has been on this earth, and connecting to the trees around it, and to watch what's happened through the years, and just thinking about all of the different things that that tree has been through, the forest fires, the people, the developments, all of the different things that trees experience over the course of 300 to 500 years. And it was just really powerful and overwhelming. And so this morning, when I was listening to Michelle's old meditations, one of hers was about rooting yourself. And that's the one that I would love to share with you this morning. So now that we have our little theme for this morning, go ahead and settle yourself deep down wherever you are. If you're sitting down on a chair, if you're still laying in bed, that's totally fine. You don't need to sit up for this. Just start though by rubbing your hands together. Get your hands nice and warm. Get some friction going, and then place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And go ahead, and if it's comfortable for you, you can settle your eyes, you can close your eyes, or you can come to a soft gaze wherever you are. And I just want you to focus on the heat that's coming in from your hands, going into your body, into your chest, into your heart cavity, and into your belly. Just focus on that heat for a second. Natural breaths. Feel your belly as it rises and falls under the pressure of your hand. And let's all together here take one deep collective breath in and bring it out with a sigh. Good. And just continue that deep breath from this point on. Slow, rhythmic, intentional breaths. Feeling that heat from your hands. And I want you to feel that heat from your hands reach down through your legs, through your thighs, through your calf muscles, into your feet that work so hard, that carry you throughout the day. Feel that heat as it warms up the soles of your feet. And if you're sitting, go ahead and place both feet down onto the ground. And if you're laying down in the laying position, just imagine those roots either coming from your feet or coming from the part of your body that is attached to the bed. Feel those roots and that heat stretch down into the ground. You might have some floors between you and the ground like I do, or you might be on the bottom floor. Just feel your roots reach down through the floor into, possibly you have to go through some concrete, down into the sand. Feel your roots begin to stretch down farther through the rock, reaching down through the sand below the rock, possibly going down into the aquifer, reaching down and feeling that coolness as you go down into the aquifer. Reaching down farther, start to get a little bit warmer as you come closer to the earth's core. Feel your roots reaching down to the core of the earth and begin to wrap around the core of the earth, gathering up all of that heat, all of that energy from the core of the earth, where everything is happening exactly as it should happen. You are not in control. You don't need to control anything. You don't need to make it work, because the core of the earth is doing exactly what it needs to do, just the same way your heart is doing exactly what it needs to do, and your breath and your lungs are doing exactly what they need to do. You don't need to control any of it, but you can experience it and you can appreciate it and you can soak up all of the goodness from it. So go ahead and bring in all of that good energy from the earth's core and feel that warmth and that sensation. We're going to bring that warmth and sensation back up through the roots now, back up through the aquifer, back up through the shell of the earth, back up into your body. Feel it reaching up through your bellies and your lungs, up into the crown of your head, and feel that warmth and root system now expanding above your head, going up into the atmosphere, finding the clouds above you, circling through the clouds, reaching up beyond the clouds and up into the break of the atmosphere, breaking through and becoming weightless, and taking a deep, deep breath here as you catch a moment of weightlessness and just feeling yourself float with warmth and goodness surrounding you. And looking out into the expanse with the thousands, millions, billions of stars, and realizing how tiny your problems are and how many options you have with the chance of being alive in the first place, how you can choose another path if the path that you're on is not giving you joy. You have options, you have things you can choose from, even if your problems make it feel like you don't. Think about all of the things that we have been gifted and all of the chances that we have, and just float there for a moment, soaking in that feeling of being so tiny and so insignificant in the most beautiful of ways. It's a beautiful insignificance. It just means that our issues, our problems really pale in looking at the entire story of the universe. And when you're done floating, sink yourself back down through the atmosphere. Feel the gravity pull your feet through the shell of the atmosphere, pulling you slowly back down through the clouds, pulling your body through into your skull, back into your heart center, back into your belly, and feel those hands resting one more time on your heart and on your belly. You've just traveled a long way, so take a moment here to rest deeply back down into your space. Deep breath in, bring it out with a sigh, and just take a moment here to find some gratitude for waking up on this beautiful Monday morning. There are rushes, there are obligations, there are pressures that come along with the start of a new week, but just take a moment to appreciate the fact that you get to experience all of those things because you are here on this earth in this time, and we are all here together in this moment. Take one more deep breath here. Out with a sigh. And when it feels good for you, go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Take a deep stretch looking around you, greeting the day. Bring your hands above your head. Bring them back down to heart center. Hope you feel good as I do. And let's start the day. Let's make some beautiful things today. I hope everybody can enjoy the week ahead and be strong as we go through the little hiccups of the day, but enjoy every moment. And again, Michelle, Mondays are never going to be the same without you. You have spoiled us ridiculously, but we will see you next week, and we will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good